Hello everyone, Relana Harris Mapugilo here. Boss Talk with Relana, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. As always, so many great topics when it comes to what we discuss here on Boss Topics. So many great discussions. Today I want to talk to you about the record industry and how record executives want to own the rights, the masters, all the things that should be discussed when you are doing your business. All these things should be laid out in discussions and meetings with your attorneys, with whoever you're dealing with, and especially back in the day. Nowadays, you don't have to go through so many things, so much stuff. But when I was coming up in the music business, we won't talk about how many years ago, but we know it was 30 plus years ago. But in the business at that time, in those times, there was so much difficulty because, of course, we didn't have social media. We didn't have this access that we do now. When I was coming up in music, in the business, we had to travel hand to hand, touching people, meeting people. We had to be at it. We had to be in it. We had to, whatever we wanted to do, whoever we wanted to meet, we had to spend the money to get there, to be there, to be in it, so to speak. So now you can basically sit wherever you want to sit and reach out and touch somebody, so to speak, from your house. And you really don't have to even touch them. But when I was coming up, like I said, we had to go out there and travel. I spent the money. My mother spent the money. My brother spent the money. We did the thing. So independent was where it was at. And then we started to, look at the major deals and stuff like that. But when it was all said and done, it all circled back to being independent. And sometimes you get what you're looking for, and hey, sometimes you can reach that star, sometimes you reach the moon, but whatever you reach is what you choose, and what you choose is for you. And sometimes, it's not always about this or that, it's about what you want. And so for me, it happened to be about me calling my own shots, as I always say, being my own boss. That's very important for me, and not letting anybody dictate for Relana. And I had to just stand tall and be who I am. And like I said before, being from my family, we bosses. We don't take handouts. We don't, tolerate being talked to any type of way. So we have to be in control of our destiny, in control of what we do, in control of what's coming ahead. And when you control your destiny and what's around you, you can take charge in that way. And that's what it's all about, and so for me, that's what it has always been. But I will discuss when I was about 14 years old. I was going to my high school. I had just came from Southfield Lathrop, went to Walled Lake Western, 14 years old, met some kids that was doing some great things in music. They had a producer. He introduced me to another producer. We started working together, started making some great music, but that producer wanted to have full control over what I was doing. Masters, wanted to have top billing on copyrights. When I did the song for my brother, he wanted to have top billing, all sorts of things. But even when my brother was alive, my brother made sure, and my mother, that what I did was always top tier. We weren't going to do anything that wasn't right for me as a young artist. And my father as well. So we did work at all the top studios in Michigan, and we paid for it ourselves. But the only thing, when you deal with people that want to control, and they're not paying the cost to be the boss, but yet they want you to pay for everything, and they want their names on everything so that they can get paid later and take the credit for everything, that's where the problem comes in. So, like I said, we did great music together, but when you have someone that's wanting to be underhanded, greedy, you have to put a stop to it. And so that's where it all has to stop. And so my parents fired this individual. They got a great attorney, Rose Dare, in Detroit, Michigan. She was a phenomenal attorney, and she took care of business. She got my master's, and she took care of me as a young artist in the music business. So I will always say that Rosemary Dare, she took care of me. My parents hired her to do her job, and my mother made sure that everything went well. And like I said, she took care of business. So when you take care of young children in the business, it's a beautiful thing. And so that's why I make sure that I'm always going to take care of the youth, take care of the young children, because they are the future, and that's what it's all about. And it sits well on your heart. You can sleep at night. You can go through your life feeling great. Be good to others, and they'll be good to you. Be good in life, and life will be good to you. God is great. Boss Talk with Relana, 7 p.m. Eastern, every Thursday. At all costs, be your own boss. I'm going to give it to you straight. There's no other way. Relana loves you. Blessings to all. Mwah.